Unbiased Sports. Arsenal 0, Brighton 3. And that is the end of that. And that is the end of the title challenge. That is the end of the season, really. And yeah, Man City have won the league on that result. So fair play to Man City. Them, man, are a force unlike anything we've seen in Premier League history, like the last in 5, 6 years, 7 years. They're just, it's crazy to me. But the game, I'm not really going to talk much on the game. I didn't get to watch it because I was actually away on holiday. So I only watched the highlights, extended highlights. All I'm going to say is disgraceful performance. I think the Arsenal players, along with a lot of the fans, were hopeful in that Everton game. And then when Everton played decent, Man City didn't play the best. They still managed to win 3-0. I think everyone got defeated at that point. Like, they've got to lose their last 2 games or whatever it is. Like, it's just not going to happen. Let's just be honest. It's just not going to happen. So everyone just realised, I think that got to the players and they just put in one of the probably the worst performance of the season from what I'm hearing and what I've saw from the highlights. So I'm not even going to go into that really more. I want to just talk a little bit, use this episode to talk a bit about the season. Because fair play to Brighton. Let me just give a few words to Brighton. This season they've been outstanding. De Zerbi took over Graham Potter and he's exceeded what Graham Potter was doing. He is a top manager and he's going to be snapped up by someone soon. Don't worry. Maybe not now, but I feel like he could be a successor at a team like Liverpool for Klopp. He could be a successor at many teams in the league. There is a chance that he could be a successor to Pep at City. That is the level I actually think this guy is. Maybe we'll see next season. He hasn't been in the job long enough, but he took over a team that had lost Trossard, they'd lost Basuma. Obviously, Brighton have the crazy good scouting and stuff, but he took over that team and they've been outstanding. They've had a few bad results, but they've been outstanding. And look, they're now above Tottenham in the Europa League spot, and they've got 2 games in hand. They've got Europa League, in my opinion. There's no way they don't get Europa League now. That's crazy. Or even Conference League, maybe. I don't know. Like I think they'll get Europa League. But yeah, that's crazy to me to think that he's done that. Some of the things, there was a few incidences in the game where players should have been sent off. I think Arsenal could have had maybe a sending off, and how that challenge weren't a sending off on Martinelli. From what I see, it's shocking to me. But it is what it is. We move. Hopefully Martinelli's all right. And yeah, I just want to talk about the season. Like the thing is, yeah, I like what Mark Goldbridge said. I see one of his videos, and he said, "You can't say Arsenal have bottled the league when if City win their last few games, we'll have 94 points. And to say you're bottling the league for not getting 95 points in a season is nuts, because that is outstanding and that doesn't happen a lot. And if you go back in time, there's the points tallies that they were nowhere near this. It's crazy. And Man City are just a driving force with fucking money, and fair play to Man City. They spend it wisely, but they've got their forces. They've got 2 starting 11s. We know this. Our depth ain't there. We lost Saliba. Shit started falling apart. You can see it. And that's it. That is all it is. And they've got world-class players, and we haven't got world-class players yet. We've got players like... The thing is, I said my opinion on people like Bukayo Saka, Martin Odegaard. I believe they're nearly there, but they're not there yet. And I think if they were there yet, there's clutch moments in the season where we would have done better. And that's for a few players. And I think that's what City have that we haven't got. That and there's depth in the squad. But for me, that was a huge that's a huge thing that I've seen this season. They're just not quite there, and I think by next season there is a good chance they are there. And if they are there next season, and we add what I'm hearing we could add to this team, then oh my god, next year we're going to look good. So we can't look at this season too bad. We can't look at it negatively. We can be disappointed. We can that, but people saying sack the manager, people saying that sort of stuff, for me, everyone's entitled to their opinion. Fair play. People, I understand the expectations and stuff for the club. I do get that. But like, for me, he's only progressed every season. So for me, you can't sack a man that's only progressed, because by what you've seen, next season he's going to be better. Now, I think when he digresses, that's when you can talk about sacking him. This season, you could say we've bottled the league, what you want to say, but the fact is we were in that race. No other team in the league was in that race. We solidified second at Newcastle. That's how far ahead we've been this season, and we've been comfortable top two, comfortable top of the season, really, apart from that last stretch. But we've only lost 5 games this season. Look, last year we bottled top 4. He come back this year. The players come back this year, and we've gone for the title and we ain't got it. We got to stick with the manager for at least another season. If next year we don't get Champions League, stuff starts falling apart, then I'm all for it. Listening to sacking the manager, whatever it is. People think, I don't think that's going to happen, because I think Arteta's a top coach personally. I think he just lacks a bit of experience, which he's gaining as the players are gaining it. And this is what I mean. Like, the fact of the matter is, I look at Arsenal like this, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's hopeful, maybe it's bad thinking, and that I look at Arsenal right now and I say, if we stick through these last few years of this period of not quite getting there, being close, not quite getting there, we will have, and we stick with a manager and he signs long term and we keep the players long term, we will have a force that will win a lot in a good long period of time. We will be there winning stuff consecutively and stuff like that. I believe that's possible with this team going forward if we add the right players, and that I believe that can happen. So for me, this season's an L in all. We didn't get a trophy. That's obviously a kick in the teeth, but at the same time, we've got Champions League next year. We go again. I'm not gonna lie. People say to me, would you rather have Man United season? Man United are currently battling for top 4, and for me, they're battling for top 4. They've got a Carabao Cup. Cool, if they get an FA Cup, it's a different conversation. But if they don't win that and their season is battling top 4 till the last day of the season, and a Carabao Cup, I'm not gonna lie. I am a guy that trophies mean a lot, and I'm not disrespecting that trophy or whatever. But I would rather do what we done this season, because I think for the players, the experience they've gained from this title challenge is more experience than they'll get from winning a Carabao Cup and being in the top 4 battle. I'm sorry, that's how I see it. And I think that a lot of people, when you speak about it like that, you'd think about it and you'd think the same thing. These guys now know what it's like to be at top of the league all season, nearly have your hands on that title, and it be snatched from you because of complacency and some shit fucking performances when you could have done better. And they'll learn from that, and they'll come back and they'll be like, we don't want to have that again. We can't do that. And they're connected with the fans. They don't want to put us through that again. So listen, I think that it was there's positives to take from not winning the league. Of course, winning the league was the almighty, like that would have, if it's winning the league, that's the most best thing that could have happened. Do you know what I mean? But apart from that, we got to take the positives and look at some of the negatives and go again next season. That's my opinion on the season. Odegaard this season, Saka this season, a bit quiet towards this latter part, which has been a bit disappointing. But him majority of the season, Martinelli the majority of the season, Saliba, Gabriel, fucking every player, Ben White, every player this Xhaka, every player this season has excelled and has leveled up. And the fact of the matter is, yeah, most of them players in there, bar Xhaka and stuff, are young players. That is now just their level. That next year they're going to be better than that. They're not. It's not a one season wonder. Saka, Odegaard, they're just doing this. This is a one season thing. Next year they're not going to be, because they've been doing this, just not at the level. And this season they leveled up, and that's them now. Yeah, you see what you think. People like Kevin De Bruyne and that didn't come from times where he was like. Look at De Bruyne's career. You got monsters like Haaland. They just are monsters, and that's just they're generationals. But I'm telling you now, these guys, soon enough, you'll be sitting there going, right, Arsenal have got some of the best players in the world. I'm telling you, that's my thoughts on it, but I'm leaving it at that. To the next game we go, Nottingham Forest. Let's end high, win our last 2 games, boys. And yeah, let's do it, man. I'm going to be bringing out more content. Obviously, when the season finishes, there's going to be other content. Going to be doing stuff like with guests and stuff, and going hopefully other channels and that, and doing stuff like end of season reviews on our teams and stuff, how we've got on and how we think it's been. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share. Comment below if you agree with what I've said. If you disagree, if you think that I've got the wrong mindset about Arsenal, if you think I'm right. Yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts and that. And yeah, I'll be back next match day. Peace.